Hi everyone, and how are you guys doing today? I hope everybody is having a wonderful and fabulous day today. Fantabulous, spectacular type of day today. I'm so glad that you're here because today we are honoring our late Mel Thompson today with her collab with Sydney Grace. She came up with her own version of the Natasha Denona Retro Palette, and we have it here. So it looks really, really beautiful. I can't wait to dive into these really beautiful single shades that she created. I'll also leave the link down below for her video on this as well, so you can see her version of it and why she came up with these colors and all that good stuff, and you can see her apply them, and because there was nobody that could do eyes like Mel. So anyway, if you want to try on some super fun shadows with beautiful colors with our beautiful and dear friend in mind, then stick around and let's do this collection together. As we are ready to dive into this, there's not really a lot of detail with these shadows. These shadows are from Sydney Grace, and by the way, this is my first time using Sydney Grace shadows. I've never used them before, so this is going to be a very interesting adventure for all of us. So the bundle was $60, and you get all of these shades right here. And what I will do is over here, I will put up a little video of the swatches so you guys can see all the swatches. And if I can, I will try to put up the way Natasha swatches of her retro palette up against it so you guys can see a little bit of the difference between them. I do not have the Natasha Denona retro palette, so I don't really have that one to compare it to, but I can put side-by-side comparisons of what hers looks like and what Mel's looks like. But it's so many beautiful colors, really beautiful greens, really beautiful rose tones, really pretty matte tones, some really beautiful brown camouflage shades, a very nice mixture. We've got a little bit of mint in here, some shade that I normally don't have. So I think this is going to be a really nice addition to what I already have in my collection. Just letting you know though, it does not come with a palette. I bought this off of Amazon. This is the Adapt Cosmetics. They sell these, and it actually comes with you can get them like this with a mirror in the inside of them, and you actually can put like whatever you want in the inside of them. I'm keeping my Scott Barnes on the other side that I have, and then this is on the other side, and then it just takes it and you fold it together. The sticker came with Sydney Grace. They actually sent that. I thought it was really cute with a cute little touch that was in there with it. The shadows come in individually little wrap papers, so they're like little wrappers in the inside of it. So cute, so delicate. But I will make sure that I get those swatches over to you guys so you guys can see those, because I think me sitting and swatching each one of them, it just takes so much time and it just takes up a lot more of the video, and I want to really get into these shadows because I'm real excited. I'm thinking we are going to dive into the greens today. I'm super excited about that. That's why I tried to put as many of the greens as I could together. So I think we're going to be focusing more on this last row, but we're gonna play with it and see. I've got all my reference brushes out. I'm going to play with those. We're going to use those today. I've got foundation on. I did a little bit of concealer and just a tad bit of brown mascara just to give my lashes a little something. And of course, we had to do brows today because Mel would come down from the sky and probably choke me if I didn't have brows on. So I was like, I said, I can't do this without putting brows on. So anyway, I've got to do that in Mel's, in the spirit of Mel, we have to have brows on. So I put brows on just for her. So we've had brows on in 2 videos, guys. You're going to be spoiled with brows, I'm telling you. But they don't look too bad. They look pretty decent, so they're not too bad. So anyway, so now let's just go ahead and head on over and start this tutorial. Okay guys, so I've got my table in front of me today. I decided to do it a little bit, shift around a little bit different today. So I hope I'll pull up a little bit closer so you guys can see as we're doing it, as we go into it. If I need to pull backwards and forwards, you know my drill kind of by now, especially if you watch my channel and if you're not new to my channel, you know. But anyway, we're gonna go in with this number 14 brush. I'm trying to decide on which one I want to go in with first. I think I want to start off with a little bit more of one of these dusty shades, and this one is really pretty. It's a very pretty. These shadows are extremely pigmented, but this is the color I think we want to start off with, and it's a matte, and this one is called Peyton's Puppy is what it's called. So it's really cute, and they're like little individuals just like that. Sorry, my Russian, like that. And I spread them out so I can kind of like go in and kind of grab them and pick them up so I can show you guys which one we're going to kind of probably go into. But I'm going to go in with this reference brush here. It's for kind of made more for like a hooded eye. I'm going to really go in and kind of work this in. I heard these shadows are just super, super amazing. And they look really, really pretty. This, I will say, I'm a little, it feels a little bit more, this palette is very neutral, by the way. So you could use this any time of the year, but it brings off more spring vibes than actual holiday vibe. But I could see where you could get a holiday vibe off of this, because you could use it for anything, anytime, anywhere, whenever you want. But I just feel like it's a little bit more of like it's got a lot of spring, summery type vibes to them. But we'll see. We're gonna play with it and see. But I think it's really beautiful, and it's gonna be great to add to my collection. So, and I mean, and hopefully Mel will be here with me in spirit, and she's gonna guide me through this, and we're gonna have a really pretty look. Because to be honest with you guys, I really don't know what we're gonna do. I'm just kind of going with it. So we're just kind of playing with it and seeing. But this color is really beautiful. Beautiful peach. Really beautiful. Very soft. This is a beautiful daily look. You could just put this on and a little mascara, maybe a little liner, and just go, if you wanted to do a little shimmer, and just call it a day. It's really pretty. But you can also build it up. The pigments are building up really nicely. Just like kind of like with the Wizard of Oz palette, the Rephr brushes are doing a great job. And usually with the Rephr brushes, they work really good with indie eyeshadows, I've discovered. So here of late, I've really kind of gotten more into the indie brands. And these Rephr brushes do amazing with indie brands because the pigments are so intense. You don't need a lot of it, and it goes a long way. But that is a really beautiful, beautiful shade. I really like that. So now let's dive into, we're going to go in with a little bit more of a browner color. And I think I'm going to take just a little bit of, this one's called San Jose. And she's a little bit more of a muted, it's kind of that muted brown kind of a color. It's got a little bit of that brown undertone to it. It's not very extreme. It's got a little bit of sheen to it, a little bit, but it looks like a matte. But I'm just gonna go in here and add that to it. I just want to add a little bit more depth to this right here and just build that up just a little bit more with this brown, because we're gonna start going into the green colors and kind of like really, really build that green color up. Build the green colors up. Yeah, I can't even talk today. Kind of like out of it. But see how easy that is? Just blend in really well. It just helped to soften up that color a little bit more and give it just a little bit more intensity and a little bit more above that. That's really pretty. Now I'm still going to stay with this brush, so we're not skipping brushes. I did have one of you guys request, I think it was Michelle Hohen. I think she was the one that said, you need to do a look with one brush so we don't have to change brushes. She said it's like nice to have all these brushes, but she's like, but I can't, but you know, do we really need all these brushes? Can we not just do it with one brush? And I'm like, girl, you can do any with a one brush done, one and done type deal. With a look, you don't definitely have to use all the brushes, but I mean, you know, I do have them, and that's why I use them. But so let's go into this next color. This one is called Relax, and this one is, she's a little bit more of this real mocha. She's like a mocha brown, mocha gray color. So we're going to go in this one and really start building up our crease a little bit more, because you guys know, especially if you watch my Oz video, you will know that I love to really build up my crease a little bit more. That looks beautiful with those shades together. Wow, it's really pretty. I like that. Barely any, you don't need a lot of these with this pigment either. This pigment is really, it's very intense. As you can see, I'm barely touching it, and it is really giving me a lot of pigment. So I'm gonna take it just a little bit more down in here, because I really want to start building up that. Because we really want to feel our Mel, want to feel her inner spirit. I know you guys miss her. I miss her too. I think we all do. But this is a video about joy and not a video about loss, even though we do miss her. But this is about her talent and her artistry and what she brought to the table. You know, I talked to Kelsey quite a bit, her best friend, And I hope it's okay. I'm mentioning Kelsey in the video, so I hope it's okay. But I just wanted to just say that, you know, she's an amazing person, first of all. But we just were talking about how much of an artist that she was, and how great of an artist that she was, and what she brought to the table. She brought a different flavor to the table, and every look that she did was just amazing. Like, I don't think she ever did bad looks. I mean, sometimes she would get a bad palette or something, or it wasn't as good as what she was used to, but she was just amazing. She's just amazing with odds. And if you haven't went over and looked at her channel, you definitely need to go over and check her out, because she was just a blessing, and she was amazing at what she did, and she was an amazing artist as well. So we are good. I'm liking it so far. So now let's, since we have a lot of these shades, guys, let's just play with a couple of them. So we're just going to go with it and go for it. So let's go into this one called Vanguard. And now Vanguard is another brown, but it's more of a khaki brown. If you can see, this one's more gray. This one's more, she's got a little bit more green in it, a little bit more of that khaki, that deep khaki in it, kind of like my shirt. And by the way, guys, I had no idea what the heck I was going to be like wearing today. I was like, I thought about it. I was like, well, should I wear something more brighter? Should I wear something more pink? Should I wear something more, I don't know, red or green? I mean, I don't know what to wear. So I was like, so this is just what we kind of came up with. So I'll probably blend with the background, but it is what it is. Because I was like, you know, I have no idea what I want to do. So I'm going to kind of go in and still doing it with the same brush. And I'm going to start building it up a little bit more above that. And we're going to start taking it out a little bit more and really start building that out. And by the way, let's see. I haven't looked, but let's see. No fallout. No fallout whatsoever so far. No fallout. There's absolutely no fallout so far. Oh, and by the way, do you like my mirror? This is what Amazon calls the Snow White mirror. Don't mean it, but it's like $8. So there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to pick it up, because I just thought it was really pretty, because I wanted something a little bit more of a fairy tale mirror. And a long time ago, I can't remember which company did it, but there was one of the makeup companies did a Snow White collection, and they did this really beautiful Snow White mirror, and it had Once Upon a Time on it, I think. And it was just gorgeous. Well, now, do you know how much that mirror is? Now, if you look at it on eBay, I think it's like close to, I think some people want like $500 or something like that for it. It's like insane. It's like an insane price. But it was a really, really beautiful mirror. But I'm like, no, thank you. I don't think I'm going to spend that much money on a mirror. But it was a really pretty mirror. But that's gorgeous. What do you guys think? They're blending beautifully. I mean, absolutely beautifully. They're just doing a really good job. So we've got this shade is called Bravo is what it's called. And Bravo is, again, she is definitely more of a, let me do it. My hand on the back of my hand is in the wrong place. Let me take it here so you guys can see a little bit more. It's like a little, I'm trying to get it swatched better. That's what it looks like. It looks definitely more of like a khaki. Again, very much like my sweater. So it's very much like that. So let me, I want to pack a little bit more pigment with it. So I'm going to take this brush here, the number 12 brush. We're going to take it and I'm going to go in and tap into it. And it's going to give me a little bit more pigment because it's a little bit more of a dense brush. So it's going to really go in here and really make an impact. So I'm going to go right over those colors that we just did and really blend that in with it, just to deepen that up a little bit more. I don't want to use every green that's in here, but I did want to do, it's been a while since I've done a green look. And, you know, in my Wizard of Oz palette, there was green, and there was the Nomad Cosmetic, there was green. I mean, there's been a lot of green, and I just haven't done any green yet. And I'm like, okay, well, I got to get with the bandwagon. There's a lot of green, and I hadn't done any. My Teresa's Dead is green. I mean, there's got a lot of green in it, so that's pretty. That is really pretty. Until I get my lashes on, exactly where we need to be and what have you. But so far, it looks pretty good. It's not too bad. I hope it looks okay on the screen. In mine, I mean, it looks pretty decent. It's not too bad, but I mean, I'll have to really build it up and make it my own whenever I get to that point. But so let's move on to another shade. So I think what I want to do is use this really pretty, this green here. This is called Turtle Bay. And it is really pretty. Now, she's more of an emerald green. So it's a little bit more of got a little hint of emerald to it. So we're getting a little bit more on the brighter green instead of more of the neutral greens. So we're going a little bit more downward. So let me take a little bit more of a fluffier brush. Let's take number 15. And she's a little bit more fluffy. And we're going to go into that. And I really want to build up this right here. And really add that green in right there. Just to kind of build in right there on that inner corner. Outer corner, sorry. Not inner, outer, sorry. And see how that just give it like a pop right there. See how that just give it like a pop. So it just made it pop out a little bit. Just kind of give it that little edge to it. And I'm just working it really up close into the outer corner. Just really up into that crease, just right in that area. Not over too far. Just pack it on a little bit right there. We will go back and blend everything in together soon. As far as up on the top and stuff, so don't worry about that. We'll get to that point soon. So now let's go into this color here. This color is screaming at me. This is the color Honeydew, and she is really pretty. She's a very pretty minty green, and I love a minty green. I love a minty green, and I love a minty ice shade, which actually we do have in here. There's a minty ice shade in here too. That's really beautiful. That may be going into my inner corner later on. But right now, this is, I can't wait to dive into this one because it looks really pretty. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of a pack brush on this one. So I'm going to okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of my BK Beauty. This is the BK Beauty Hot and Flashy brush at A505. And she's like a little bit more of a, it's got more, it's one that you can kind of pack more with. So I'm going to take a little, I'm going to wet my brush a little bit because I want to try these wet too to see how they work wet. And we're going to go into that shade Honeydew. So I'm going to take Honeydew and pack it on the brush. And it's definitely kind of coming off a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit right here, but I want to pack it right in here. Where am I? In a corner here, and kind of blend it over into that other shade we just did here. Ooh, that's pretty. That's a pretty color. Ooh. Wow, you know what, guys? I didn't realize that, but I'm matching my shirt today. I just didn't even plan that. I did not plan that. I didn't. I really didn't. Anyway, but this is really beautiful. This is a pretty color. Wow, and it's a matte. She is a matte, a beautiful matte. Most of these shades have been matte so far, guys. We've got a lot of mattes in this collection. Definitely worth it if you want to collect, if you want matte. But look at that. That is gorge. That is so gorgeous. Wow. That is really beautiful. So this is really pretty. So now I'm really excited. So let me, I'm going to use that same brush. We're going to take this brush and I'm going to clean it. This really beautiful shade is called Green Mango. And if you can see, it has little specks in it. It's like a really beautiful, gorgeous, goldy, gold and green shift together. Look how beautiful that is. It's so pretty. So I'm going to go in with this brush wet, and we're going to take it right over the color we just did. I'm going to pack it right over top of that shade. Look at the impact of that. Wow. That went so beautifully over the other shade too. That is really pretty. Wow. I like that a lot. I knew I was going to love this shade just by looking at it because it's so pretty. And you just look, when you just swatch it, look how it just swipes across it. Like so easy, just super easy. Beautiful. So there's probably maybe 2 or 3 other green. There's like 2 other green shades in here. I think probably what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to use this in the inner corner in just a little bit, but then we're gonna go back and I'm gonna blend this together. And I wanna do that with a big fluffy brush, so I'm gonna do that. But I wanna add a little bit of some of the earth back into it again. So I don't wanna do too much anything like pink. Fairy Tale is a really pretty shade. That's a really pretty shade, but it's a little bit too light. I don't want it that light. I want it a little bit more deeper. So let's do Honesty. So Honesty is a little bit more of this really pretty nude. It's like a nude color. And I want to bring a little bit of that warmth back into the shadow a little bit up here. So I'm going to go back under my brow here, and I want to really kind of warm that up a little bit more here and kind of blend these together a little bit more and add a little bit more depth to it right there. Then maybe later we might add a little bit more up above the highlight. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. It looks really pretty. It just warmed it up a little bit more and blended it down a little bit more. And then probably what I'm going to do is go in with a little bit more of a lighter shade up underneath the brow, maybe a little bit later. But for right now, I'm pretty good with it the way that it is. So, so now let me take a little bit, let's do a little bit of eyeliner on the top and the bottom, because I really want to start smoking out the bottom a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to dip into, this is the Maybelline, these are the Maybelline Express pots. They're the little Express, the Lasting Drama. I'm going to do a little bit of these, and these, I love this. I'm going to use the brush that it comes with, and absolutely love the little brush that it comes with because they're just so good. But I'm going to use a really rich brown shade. I can't get my hands around right today. And we're just going to go in here and really place it right there and really start working it outward. That looks gorgeous with that green. It's so nice. So now I'm going to take a little bit more and we're going to place it all the way up underneath. Inside too. To be a little bit careful with the inside though. There is a chocolate, there is a really pretty, this is called Beyond, what is that called? Oh, it's just called Beyond is what it's called. And it's this really beautiful, rich color. I'm going to try to find a place to put it up here. You guys can see it. See how really, it's this really pretty, rich, deep, brownish red looking shadow. So we're going to take a little bit of it and we're going to put it on the top of the liner. 3, it's a little pencil brush. Looks like a little pencil. It's got like a very little end right here. And I'm going to tap off a little bit of the excess. I'm going to go right over that brown and just place it right over top of that brown liner. Ooh, that's pretty. And then when we clean it, we'll just sweep it right up and it'll look really, really good. That looks nice. So pretty. I just finished up with the eye, just added that touch of the brown over top of the brown liner underneath. And then I did a little bit of brown mascara. I did my Dior, the Dior Show in the brown. And then I did a little bit of the Dior Show Pump and Volume over top in black and a little bit underneath. And so yeah, so this is what we're looking like so far. So I'm going to go off camera. We're going to put on some lashes and finish the look. And then we'll come back and we'll discuss the palette and we'll see you in a few. Okay guys, so we are back and this is the finished look. So what do you guys think? It looks really, really beautiful, doesn't it? And then with the lips and everything, it comes together so beautifully. So I have on Mel's lip. This is her collaboration with Christian Audette. I have on, this is the shade Beauty. We have it on with her kitten lip liner up underneath it. And I also used the Christian Audette, the nude sandals around the edges as well. But the kitten is like a little, it's more of a light color. So I just took the nude sandals and then kind of drew the kitten over it. Over top of it, and then put Beauty on, and then we did a little bit of the Give Beauty, the Gwen Stefani's brand, and Candy. I did a little bit of that over top of it. So we have a Mel lip on as well. So she is feeling it. I was feeling her. I mean, I was feeling my inner Mel today. Let me tell you, I'm really feeling it because I'm feeling a MEL'S type look with this because this is something that I feel like she would do. I mean, you guys don't have to let me know down below what if you agree with me or not, but I really feel like she would do something like this because it just turned out really super beautiful. So let me just fill you in a little bit on what we added. So first of all, so this is the colors that we used. Up here, these are the colors we used. These are the colors we didn't. So we'll have to come back and we'll have to use these colors again soon. But these are the colors that we did use. So after I got finished cleaning up a little bit, I took a little bit of this green here and this green here, and I mixed them together, and I took them over the brown liner. Because remember, we did a little bit of this one, and I just took it right over top of it and just kind of just emphasize this a little bit more. Then we took this really beautiful shade here. It's a really beautiful, it almost has like a little bit of a green frost. It looks white, but it's got an off white, it's got an off green look to it. So I put that all in the inner corners here and then brought it up in here. And then I took I took this shade here and this shade here and took it and blended it over top of this just to kind of really blend all of that together, and brought it down in here and a little bit up under here just to really kind of heighten it a little bit. But it just turned out super, super beautiful. It looks really beautiful, especially with the lashes. You know, and then I did a little bit of my Wizard of Oz blush that we did in my video that was just current. So if you haven't seen that, you can go over and check that out. And yeah, I mean, we did a little Gucci bronzer, and here we have it. So what do you guys think? It looks really beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about the shadows. So just again to remind you guys that if you are interested in this bundle, it will be available, I think, on December 1st. So it will be available again on Sydney Grace. Right now they are sold out, but they will be back in stock again. So anyway, this is what, these are again, the colors that we used today. These are the colors that we haven't used. But I've got to say, guys, these are extremely blendable shadows. They're very easy to blend. The matte are seamless. They're very beautiful. And there's a lot of matte in this palette. I don't know exactly what is in the Natasha Denona palette. I can't remember because I've not really studied the palette, but I will leave a link down below. I think my girlfriend Chelsea has done a comparison video to the two, between these two and the Sydney Grace and the Natasha Denona Retro Glam. So you guys can go over and look at that if you want more comparisons and to also see what they look like on a more of a deeper skin tone. But I really think these shadows are just super, super blendable. They're just so easy. They're super creamy, but they almost have like a satin finish to them. Even the mattes have a satiny finish to them. The blendability is there. It's super, super beautiful. I forgot how much they are a piece. You can buy these a piece. I want to say they're maybe $10, maybe $8. I can't remember how much they are a piece, but you do have to buy your own palette. Sydney Grace does have components to put them in. So if you would prefer to get the Sydney Grace one, you can. This one I just got off of Amazon, but you can definitely do that on Sydney Grace. We're definitely going to have to come back and play with more of these shadows and play with these. I definitely want to play with this pink. I'm definitely feeling a little bit more of this bronze too. Is really pretty. The bronze and the pink would be beautiful together. That would be a really one and done blend together type deal. That would be really pretty. But there's a lot of really good neutrals in this, even though there's green in here, and even though there's like a hint of pink, you know, there's a little bit of a hint of gold in here. You've got a little hint of the gold green. You've got some really kind of fun colors to play with, but there's so much more neutrals in it than more fun colors that if you are a little scared of color, this might be something you might want to try, because even though it's pigmented and you can see the pink is pink, and you may be like, well, I may not really use that. But if you took this color and blended it in with the bronze color and mashed them together, it would leave the most beautiful look on your eyes. See how pretty that is? If you guys can see that when you mix them together. If you just mix some of the really colors that are a little bit more scary to you and just kind of mix some of them together, Because see, if you take a bright shade and you add a neutral shade, or you add something that's a little bit more muted, it's going to tone down that brighter shade. So if you take the two and kind of mix them together, you're going to get a really beautiful hint of bright, but a little bit more neutral. Because neutral to me always seems like it cancels out a little bit of the bright sometimes. So sometimes brighter looks scary, but it's not always. Like even this shade here, this shade here, and this shade here, especially this shade here, it looks really scary because again, she's more of this mint color. But if you put it over top and then mix it, or over top of a brown or something, or if you wanted to do a half and half eye and you wanted to do a little bit more of the mint here and more of a darker color out here, or just to add a little something out there just to blend, that would be great. Because that way you just have like two different colors, and one in the inner, one on the outer. That would be really nice too. But you've got like a lot of choices here to play with. They're really super beautiful. They're blendable. Again, I just can't go on and about them enough. I can't wait to play with these a little bit more. I feel like I've got so many shadows at this point. I'm kind of like, oh my God, I'm a little overwhelmed. But we're going to get there and we're going to play with them. And hopefully we will get to play with this before Christmas. And you know, and Mel is looking down on me and she's like, look, you need to play with my palette, or play with this a little bit more. We're gonna get to that. But anyway, I hope you guys like this video. I don't really need much to say, by the way. I don't really need much more to say about these. They're great. It's worth the $60 is what I'm trying to say. Again, I don't know anything about the Natasha Denona. I haven't really even played with it in store, really, because the palette does nothing for me. It doesn't enthuse me a lot. This has a lot more. It's got a lot more to it to me, and I'm more interested in this because of these colors. It called to me more than that one did. So I think Mel did a little bit more better job, if I'm just saying. I mean, you know, I would be really honest to know if Natasha got a little bit of her idea from that palette from maybe watching Mel's video. I'm just not that. Curiosity kills me. Let me know your thoughts down below and let me know what you guys think. You know, maybe a little bit about that, because I've heard some of you guys mention, I've seen in stories and stuff and things where you feel like maybe Mel was kind of copied a little bit on that one. I don't know, but it's like, just saying, it just kind of feels like a little bit. But at least, I mean, hey, she would take that in flattery, I'm sure, because I'm just assuming that she would take that in flattery, because if Natasha Denona takes, you know, an idea and wants to use it, I think that would be great. But if I had a choice between the retro palette and this one, just looking at the retro palette in person, because I've seen it in person, I just would go with this instead. That's just me personally. And I feel like you get more for your money. I feel like you're getting 20 shadows in it, and they're great shadows. You got a lot of great neutrals in here. You got some pink browns, you got your browns, you got some other, I mean, you just got so many good varieties of shadows in these. I would definitely think this would be a better one. Again, you don't have to buy the bundle. It's $60 for all 20, but you could just go in and pick out some of the shadows that you wanted, or if you just wanted to go on Sydney Grace and you just wanted to get like 3 or 4 of them and just try them. I know that they were doing a sale over the holidays. I don't know exactly if that sale was still going on or not. I will leave the link down below. I'm not affiliated whatsoever, by the way, and I don't have a code for you guys. But I definitely will put that down below if you guys want to go over and you want to check it out. And again, this will be available again on December 1st. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's when they will be, the bundle will be available again if you want to purchase it. And she also has the Tiny Marvels palette as well. I do not have that palette. But I don't know, since we have really gotten into this, we may have to get that one. So, you don't know. Sydney Grace, if you're watching this, then hey, if you want to give me a Tiny Marvel palette, you want to send it my way, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just throwing it out there. Throwing it out in the universe. So anyway, with Mel looking down on me, I just feel her presence so much here. And I know you guys miss her. I miss her too. And, you know, but I've had a really good time doing this video, and I've not once, usually I cry and I usually get a little upset, but today I felt her spirit, and I felt like more of her joy, and her joy of makeup, and the joy of shadows, and the joy of playing with makeup, because that's what she did. That's what she was good at. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Are you missing Mel? Do you feel Mel's spirit? You know, let me know your thoughts about her too. I mean, I really love all of your feedback, whatever you can give. You know, so So anyway, you guys, please take care of yourself. Be strong, be proud, stand tall, love yourself. Remember to show a little kindness today, because kindness can go off a long way. Remember to reach out to someone today and tell them that you love them, because life is way too short. And also just remember to laugh today. Remember to put a little joy in your life. Put a little Mel in your shadow stomp when you're putting on your eyeshadow. Feel her inner passion with you and her guidance. And make sure you definitely go over and you check her out, and you just and keep her in fond memory and keep watching her videos and stuff. So anyway, with that said, guys, take care, peace out, and we will see you again in the next episode. Bye.